Okay, I got it. I got it. I got 2 minutes into listening to my last video and I had another epiphany and I went, there it is, there it is. Okay, so the last time this was attempted, it was slightly off. Jesus said, we all got to be nice to each other. That's the big message. And he was wrong. He was right, but he was wrong. It's not being nice to each other. No, he was wrong. That's not the message. He misread it. The message is we all need to start understanding each other. Christ was eighth perspective. We all have to start being nice to each other was the wrong words. That is a mistake for a seventh and eighth perspective. That is such a common mistake for the eighth perspective. The reason why it's a mistake for the eighth perspective is because eighth perspective masters language. That's all it does. At the seventh perspective, you learn the value of language. That's the lesson. You appreciate language. You decide to prioritize language. As soon as you decide on that as a priority, you get into the eighth perspective. That is it. The lesson you have to learn is what you prioritize. Those are the lessons. What do you prioritize? Our priority is what we manifest. Our priority is what we are manifesting. So what is your priority? Now, you can't lie to the universe. It doesn't work that way. The universe knows because the universe runs on authenticity. The universe, the system, we run on authenticity. There was something else. Bigger message. Go bigger. Go bigger. Yes, yes, yes. Go bigger. Always go bigger. See the big picture. Go up further. Not understanding each other. We all need to be authentic. That's the message. We don't need to be nice to each other. We need to be authentic with each other. Because when you're authentic, then you are understood. That's the disconnect. When you are authentic, then you are understood. We've been trying to understand each other and ourselves while being fake. We've been trying to connect with other people without even showing them who we really are. I give authenticity classes. I don't know how yet. That's why I started podcasting today, is because I could not figure out how I wanted to teach you. I have the course material. I have everything ready to go. I'm done. My problem is I don't know how to deliver it to you. I know what. So instead of guessing, instead of trying to figure out how, instead of pulling on the universe and trying to manipulate you to bend my way, because that's perspective abuse, I'm just going to talk about it here openly and discuss it with you. I have a lot of information, and it's all crammed into my brain. And I think and work on such a large scope that when I talk to one person one-on-one, well, I'll be very, very blunt with you. That's intimate. And that is not something I give anybody. Yeah, I need to talk about that. Because what I'm showing you whenever I talk to you is me. I put myself out here and I made myself vulnerable. I risked the mental illness stigma. I risked being called insane. I risked being called crazy. I have been called disrespectful. I'm very proud of that. I'm so glad I'm disrespectful. That makes me feel great. That's right. I'm disrespectful. And I will always be disrespectful. I've made myself very vulnerable to you. And if I let every person come to me who seeks out vulnerability so they can give me their vulnerability, I'd be overwhelmed. I'm already overwhelmed. I have my partner and my children. I have some very, very wonderful people in my circle of trust. And I have to limit how much time I spend with them because my human design is 6'2". That's right, I'm a 6'2". So for those of you who don't know what human design is, it's so much fun. You're going to love it when you get to 6, 7, and 8. Ooh, it's so much fun. I need to go back on it, but it's kind of moot when you get to the 9th. It's like, yeah, all right, I don't need this to define myself. I don't need this to define me. 6 is stop using astrology to define who you are. The answer is not in the stars. The answer is in your heart. True. Your astrology is a game we put inside of this whole thing, like a Dungeons and Dragons game. It's just fun. It's just fun. That's the why, because it's fun. Don't take it seriously and do not use it to define yourself. It's a part of you. It's not all of you. Authentic living. Abandon the chakra stones and embrace your truth. Truth. So I'm stuck on the how. And I wrote down my plan here. I actually have a podcast that's coming up called How. I wrote this list. Get organized. Keep a list of your project ideas. Keep a list of your budget and finances. I hate the word budget. Define yourself. Make the world what you want. Organize, define, execute. Now, at the top of the page, which is my whiteboard, I whiteboard this shit, judge me. And I have this massive, like, this is the how. We have it backwards. We think, what do I want? Now figure out how to do it. No. How you do it is what you want. When you sit down and you decide what you want, you're already doing it. You're already doing it when you wish it, want it, dream it. Wish it, want it, dream it. Those are my words. That's how you manifest. Wish it, want it, dream it. I wish, I want, I'm going to dream. Wish it, want it, dream it. Oh, that's so catchy. I'm going to write that down. That's how you manifest. You wish it, you want it, you dream it. That's turning it into a feeling. You wish it, you want it, you dream it. Do it with everything. Do it with who you are. Wish it, want it, dream it. Wish, want, and dream of world peace. Wish, want, and dream of a place where we all can just live in our own perspectives and be accepted for who we are authentically in the belonging. Wish it, want it, dream it. Wish your own mental health. Want your own mental health. Wish and want your healing. Wish and want your answers. If you're going to use manifestation, use it properly. Stop thinking like a second and fourth perspective. When you're a 6, 7, 8, 9 perspective, manifestation works differently here because you have to wish it, want it, and dream it. But you can't do that if you're crammed into a conformist box. So how do I want to teach you? I hate the stuffy professionalism of business meetings. I'm going to be that business owner. I am that business owner who shows up at a meeting dressed in my hippie clothes. By the way, you should see my skirt. My skirts are awesome. I got like these hippie skirts happening all the time. So, oh yeah, I love my hippie skirts. Like I am total boho hippie here. Like you should see the bottom half of me. I'll do it. I'm going to have like sitting there with like sprawled out, like, yeah, I love my hippie clothes. I have like knitted wraps that I have shawls. I have my hair braided in these awesome things. I got beads in my hair. I used to dye my hair like 2021, I dyed my hair rainbow. That was really when I lived it out as Anna Imagination. I walked around New York City with rainbow hair in June for the Mermaid Parade and then Pride Day. I had so many people going, oh my God, I love your hair. Yeah, thank you. It ruined it, but it was worth it. Oh my God, it was so much fun. I would want something casual. My favorite times is when I'm like seated, is when I'm seating around a table with food or tea or something. And it's casual and it's just discussion. That's how I would want to teach you. I don't want to teach you in a classroom. I don't want to teach you in a formal setting where I'm on a Zoom account and it's so impersonal. I don't want that. I have given my vulnerability here, and you are in a place where you are probably going to be sharing your vulnerability. I don't want it in a boardroom. That's so fourth perspective. It's so fourth perspective. That's not who I am. That's all this is. When we say, I love, it says, that is who I am. And when we say, I hate, that is not who I am. Don't use love and hate anymore. Use you are who I am. You are connected to me. You define me. Wow. Codependency is using a person to fill in your missing pieces because you think you can't. Love is neither needing nor wanting. It is a state of being. It is a state of being that defines you. That person could go off and do whatever or anything. It doesn't affect you, but they define you. When you stand next to that person and they literally are a conglomerate of all the things you love, you know, Ireland is that way for me. Everything I love, everything I adore, Everything I value was celebrated and crammed into that culture. A culture that celebrates music and love and family and story and bards and writing and books and theater and cross stitch and simplicity and food and beer. Ireland is me. He is me. He's a mirror. Everything I love and value is in him. And that's so not codependency. It's like saying loving a country is codependent. It's so not. A twin flame is not at all that. So I have the material, I have the resources. How do I want to teach you? If I had my way, and I do, my ideal way of teaching you would be a casual Zoom coffee. I would want a casual Zoom coffee where we smoke weed, we drink wine, and I would call it a smoke and drink and talk or something, or just a smoke and talk or something. I would want it to be in a lounge. I love lounges. They make me happy. Yeah, I wouldn't go to a classroom. I would meet in a lounge. And I'd talk to you like a person. And we'd let the conversation go wherever you wanted it to go. You ask me questions, you propose something, and I'll pull it apart for you. That's what I would like to do. Oh, that would be so much fun for me. And I would have more of those. I would do those when I have breakfast on the cruise ships where I do the getaway resorts. It would be like, all right, let's sit down and do breakfast. And I would love to just spend breakfast debating with somebody, sharing ideas. That would be my club, 7, 8s, and 9s. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. You know, and I thought I had it before. I did have this thought before, and then I closed the door on it. And I'm going, why did I close the door on that? Where Anna's Elite is for 7, 8s, and 9s only. If you are not a 7, 8, or 9, you will not get an invitation. Because I am at the core of 7, 8, and 9. And I have made that environment a 9th environment because I'm a 9. As soon as you get 4, you can only go 3 perspectives. You can only go 2 or 3 perspectives. So if you are a 4, you can do only 4 3 2s. You can't go up. You can do, well, you can. But when you see, the understanding changes. And that's just it, is I would want a club where I can relate to the people, and I can't relate to 2s. I can. It's like a parent with a child. That's exactly what it's like. The parent's not understood by the boom, there it is. I got it. I figured it out. Okay. So you got these people, and you've got the parent and the child. Now, the child can be understood both ways. Mother understands child, child understands child. But what's in it for the mother? Well, the mother has a responsibility in this case. But really, it's she's giving and she's not receiving. Oh, I understand. Oh. Whenever you have 2 perspectives, the lesser perspective can receive from like perspective or higher perspective. Any one perspective cannot, I need a physicist for this, any one perspective cannot receive from a lower perspective. Under no circumstances ever can a perspective receive from a lower perspective. They've already been there. They've already absorbed everything from that perspective. You can't go on unless you do. So there is nothing new. There is nothing there that you are gaining. As a result, it's all giving and no receiving. And that drains that perspective. Now, when this perspective comes up to here and they see eye to eye, now they can recharge each other. And then this one goes up here. This one's now draining from this one. This one's gaining everything, but this one's being drained because the exchange is not equal. This is why parenting hurts so much, is because the parent is here with their perspective and the child is here. And in this exchange, the child is getting all the nutrients, the nurturing, which is fine. That's the role, the assignment that the parent took on. And the parent knows they're not going to get anything from that child. That's the deal they made with fate when they decided to have a child. But there's nothing there for the parent to recharge because the parent has already been tapped in at that perspective, so they can't gain. So it drains the parent. The parent needs to go find someone of like perspective or higher to recharge. But that's not what we're doing. So when I put together an event, I'm thinking I want it to charge me. So I want to hang out with 9s. I want to hang out with 8s. But really, I really want to hang out with 9s because they won't drain me. We'll see eye to eye. Now, if I were to meet a 10th, then I would drain them. The same way a teacher is drained by students. It's because there is no equal energy exchange. There can't be because the perspectives have already depleted all the resources from that particular perspective. So when they're advanced onto the next perspective, they can't. This is the theory of evolution. This is like this ties into evolution. This is absolutely how our brains evolve. It's extraordinary. So, and this is where you have somebody who's over depleted. When you have two couples, when you have a couple in a relationship, and one person is at a different perspective, if they are not aligned, they will recharge each other if they're aligned. But if you have one that's at a certain level, another that's at a different level, the one is going to get all the benefits. And that's what happens in the narcissistic empath cycle, is you've got one of them doing all the draining and the other doing all the receiving. So the empath is drained, and in every case, the empath is a 6. Every case, the empath is a 6. The narcissist is a 3. Every case, every time. A narcissist is only ever a 3. Narcissism is the behavioral, defense. It's the behavioral defense of the narcissist as an aggressor role, there's passive, there's stage 3 passive, stage 3 neutral, stage 3 aggressive. It's the stage 3 aggressive onlys that become narcissists. If you are a passive, passive inside the 3 stage, you'll act completely different. That's where, you'll be very passive. You'll be very quiet and meek. But it's the aggressive stage 3 that turns into a narcissist. And they literally, when they evolve to stage 4, that's when they stop being a narcissist. Because the rule that they have to learn is humility. They have to learn that they need help. They have to learn that they need a community. They need to experience humility. And until they learn that lesson, they won't move on. So stage 3s, aggressives, get stuck in that stage and they never advance. Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead is a stage 3 passive. So that's what stage 3 looks like when you're in a stage 3 and you're not a narcissist. You can get stuck in stage 3 and not be a narcissist. That's what happened to Daryl Dixon until he evolved into stage 4. But he didn't do that until like season 2 or 3. So Daryl Dixon is a perfect example of a passive stage 3. So stage 3 narcissist is the aggressive type. And every one of them has a passive or aggressive in the 4s and the 5s. In the 5s, that's decision time. That's the transition. That's when that goes away. There isn't that. Yeah. But the empath is almost always a 6. And what happens is oh my God, absolutely. And the 3, the narcissist, feeds on the energy from the empath. Now, the empath isn't going to get anything from a stage 3 because they're a stage 6. So it's almost as if they've been held hostage through perspective abuse. No, that is what happened. The words matter. We are held hostage by narcissists through perspective abuse. So we stay in place for them to feed our energy. And it drains us because we need to be with 6s. We need to be with our own kind. We have to be. That's our power. Absolutely. That's who we are. So that's what all of this particular video is about, is me trying to figure out how best to get this information to you. I am literally like on the cusp of figuring this out, because what I really want to do is just keep it casual, do Zoom calls, keep it laid back. Yeah. And it's targeted to millennials. It's targeted to Gen Zs. And if you are a Gen X, oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Gen X, millennials, if you've got that mentality, I would love to sit down and just hang out and talk. And I have so many different subjects and so many different topics, and I've got all these talks already lined up and ready to go. I have a few of them scheduled for September. So I have 3, it looks like 3 talks I'm doing in September. And then I have my events that I'm also doing and hosting. And that's what I can't figure out. That's where I'm indecisive, which is why I'm taking today to do mental me and figure out what it is I want, because I'm indecisive. What I feel like my 2 options, always bring it back to feelings, always make it about feelings. I feel like I have apprehensions of both, and that's it. Why am I apprehensive? I'm apprehensive because I feel fear. I feel worry. Why do I feel fear and worry? I feel fear and worry because I don't know the how. Why are we back to the how again? I don't know the how because I haven't made up my mind. Oh, it's a catch-22. So I'm in a loop, and I just keep going back through this loop. How? And then I don't proceed. Do you see why fear is the lowest vibration? To break the loop, you have to break the fear. I know how to get out of this room. I know where I'm at. This is the anxiety room. So emotions, this is how anxiety works. You want something and you jump up and you go, yay, I want. And then fear comes in and you go, oh, if I do, then this will happen. And so you stay put. It's the staying put that creates anxiety. When you stay put, you feel trapped because now you want and you're not doing. So then in comes anxiety. The anxiety builds and now you feel absolutely no control. So you can take control, confront your fear, or you can feel control. Addicts, people who do self-harm, and people who have eating disorders seek feeling control rather than taking control. The very first time you do that, it immediately sends a message to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind says things like, wow, that was energy efficient. Let's do it again, because they love energy efficiency. That is what the whole body, the human body, is hardwired. Our biology seeks out energy efficiency. And addiction, self-harm, BDSM, adrenaline, pick your addiction, eating disorder, all feeds that programming, energy efficient. So as soon as you get hooked onto that, and it only takes like 2-3 times max in your head, it's really the most addictive thing is energy efficiency, the addiction that no one talks about. Our bodies are hardwired to seek out energy efficiency, and it only takes 2 to 3 hits. And this could be any addiction of your choice. This can be any eating disorder or any self-harm or BDSM. These 4 areas all fall under the same thing of energy efficiency, and that is the addiction. 2-3 hits, you're hooked, and suddenly your subconscious mind thinks, hey, if I have anxiety, if I have overwhelm, all I have to do is X, drink a bottle, eat, throw up, cut yourself, have sex, shop, gamble, and I'll feel like I'm in control. Once you feel like you're in control, you basically get that high, you get the feeling, and then you calm down and everything's fine. And you don't feel like you're trapped in a room anymore, but you still are because you're not being authentic, because you're not confronting your fear, because you're not walking out that door. And that is why we have addiction. To cure it, take control. Take control. Soothe the fear. You literally have to soothe the fear. It's really a standoff between your fear system and your love system. That's what anxiety is. It is a standoff between your love system and your fear system. Love system wants, dreams, wishes, tries, and the fear system says, no, it's scary out there and I've got to keep you safe. Now you've got a toxic belief inside of you. The fear system comes along, crams this belief inside of your head that it's not safe to be authentic. And guess what? It hasn't been, has it? We've all experienced perspective abuse. We've all learned that lesson. That's the problem. It isn't safe to be authentic. Well, now it is. It's going to be. It is finally safe to be authentic. That is the lesson of life, that it is now safe to be authentic. Do you know why it's safe to be authentic now? It is safe because we are in a world now where it is tolerated and understood. You can say something, be weird, and around people of your own perspective or people who are close to you in perspective, when they look at you weird, you can say to them, hey, I'm just being authentic. Oh, and they'll chill out. Now, do that around fourth perspectives and they won't understand that and they'll call you weird and they'll try and cram you in a box. Do that in third perspectives, and the third perspectives, if they're aggressors, will beat you. The passives will just shy away and internalize it and think it was all about them because they have to learn about humility and self. They have a lot to work out. That's covered in my narcissist classes. And specifically my Curing Narcissistic Pandemic. That's available on October 2nd. We're doing a lot with that. I'm very excited about that. You know, that feels right. Telling you this is what's coming up. I think I'm just going to do meetings with you every day. Meetings feel good. I'm just going to have meetings with you. And every day I'm just going to come on. Okay, this is today's meeting. We're going to talk about this. This is what's coming up. I feel good having a meeting with you because you are my people. You are my people. And that feels good. And that's really what all of this is when you put a business together. It's you learning how to be authentic. That's it. You're learning how to be authentic. When you build a business, you're learning how to be yourself. This is great. This is great because everybody who, everybody who hits the fifth perspective says, I want to be a business owner. We're going to have so many businesses. I am so excited. There's going to be so many YouTube channels. I'm so excited. I see this world. Oh my God, I see it. And it's not going to be a competition because we're going to connect the threads, people. What's going to happen is I'm going to network and people are going to be like, hey, you know, I love your shit and you love my shit. Let's connect and put our social medias together. So if you like this person, you can also go over here and kind of like when you like one movie and then you end up liking 5 movies of the same director, you just go right to the director. That's it. You find your network. Yeah. Oh my God, I love networking. Networking is like my favorite thing in the world. I love networking. This is a network. This is it. This is literally the network. Like that's what our brains are doing. That's what the energy field is. It's the network. The network. It sounds so ominous. The network. Yes. I don't know how I'm going to turn that into something awesome, but it's going to be something awesome. The network. It reminds me of the game with, that actor, Michael Douglas. Couldn't remember. Yeah, Michael Douglas. The network. The game. It reminded me of that. The network. Or Wag the Dog. It had that ominous feeling to it. The network. I want to do like a dystopian film now. I'm finding myself. The closer I get to my authenticity, yeah, that's all I got to do now, isn't it? I just got to be perfectly aligned now, isn't it? The closer I get to my authenticity, the more this aligns. I'm not at true authenticity yet. Holy shit, when I get to true authenticity. I have no idea what that looks like. I know it's there. I know it's ahead. I don't know what it looks like. That's where we're going, to true authenticity. That is the goal. I have our destination, people. We're all trying to get to true authenticity. I'm excited. We're on an adventure together. I'm so excited. I love adventures. True authenticity. True authenticity. I got to get organized because right now, these are my notes. And I don't know how to organize this. I think I do. I think I know I do. It's in my instinct. It's my gut feeling telling me, yes, you do. You know exactly how to organize this. What did you do when you were a child, Anna? My bed, when I was a child, my bed was covered in all of my papers in organized piles. It took me an hour to clean off my bed every night. I did. I know how to organize. I worked as a secretary. I worked as a project manager. I know how to do this. I'm just not using all of myself. And that's it. True authenticity is when you use all of you. That's true authenticity. Right now, I would say I'm using 92%, 95% of all of my true self. The more you practice authenticity, the more you become authentic, the more you find something else. That's why I said in my meditation video the other day, do what you are. I'm going to try something different. Let's meditate. Because meditation is part of this. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Okay, so here's the answer. This is the feeling that I'm describing to you. Every time I go into meditation for beginners, I'm still sorting myself. I'm sorting myself. I'm going, who are the niches? Who's my niche? Who's in the audience? What gender are they? What age group are they? What are their perspectives? I am prioritizing their perspective over mine. And I am still doing it. That's the conditioning. To prioritize other perspectives over yours. And that's the problem. No. You need to prioritize your perspective equal to their perspective. Oh, I hope that's not the lesson to be learned at 9th. I just got here and I was just getting comfortable. I don't want to go on to 10th yet. I really hope that wasn't the lesson. We'll find out in 3 or 4 days if I shift again. Prioritize your perspective equal to their perspective. You have to learn how to prioritize yourself, your perspective. I need to stop making sacrifices. I need to stop suppressing parts of me to accommodate the perspective. And I'm scared because I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're a 2 and I'm offending you. I don't know if you're a 4 wanting to get better, but you're hating what I'm saying because you have a Jesus. So I censor myself. And every time I censor myself, I am prioritizing you over me. Every time I censor myself. Self-censorship is the problem. And then I get angry because I have sacrificed myself to accommodate, again, perspectives that are not my own. And I feel things like, am I never going to learn? We're not supposed to think. We're supposed to feel. And we're supposed to articulate our feelings, not our thoughts. And then I go on YouTube and I get angry and I lash out at the 2s and the 3s and the 4s because I prioritized their feelings over mine at the expense of my feelings. This time, no. Every time, it's because I prioritized being understood more than being accepted by you, more than being my authentic self. And I can still feel me holding back because I don't know who you are, because I am still trying to figure out if it's safe enough to be authentic. That is the toxic belief. It's not safe to be authentic. I have found the toxic belief. When it's not safe to be authentic, you suppress yourself, you censor yourself. What am I afraid of? This is the gorgeous thing. A toxic belief is actually not a belief at all. It's a fear in disguise of a belief. A toxic belief is not a belief. It's just a fear. It's a fear that's been embedded into your belief system to alter your perspective. It's pretty disgusting. So it's a fear. What am I afraid of? Abuse? Still. Pain. Rejection? Yeah, rejection. I'm afraid of abuse, I'm afraid of pain, and I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of judgment. Ooh, that's a big one. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of being judged. I know how crazy I must sound. I'm well aware. I'm afraid of judgment. Not being accepted. And being called crazy. Because, back to my story, I valued freedom and authenticity, and it cost me loneliness and pain. And I suffered that way because I wouldn't wear a mask. But I was still wearing a mask. And that's the lie we all tell ourselves. How many masks are we wearing? Take them all off. And I'm down to the last few masks. I have 95% of my mask off, and there's still more. And I know that it's not going to be until I remove all of my masks and be perfectly, completely my true self. And that's really what this is all about. This is what authenticity looks like. And it's so abstract and it's so different that we don't even know how to respond to authenticity anymore. I had someone message me the other day and tell me that I was fake. I said, please tell me, what part of me came off as fake to you? And what he described was my authenticity. We are so foreign to real that real now seems fake. I think I'm overcomplicating the healing garden by giving too many options. I think I want to make myself accessible while not really wanting to be accessible. I'm told I have to be made accessible. I've got a lot of fourth perspectives telling me that I need to make sure that I'm accessible. Why? Why do I have to be accessible? People can reach me through my YouTube channel. People can reach me through my lessons. Why do I have to give them my phone number? I've been told to give you my phone number. I have 18,000 people I am giving a lecture to. I don't want to give 18,000 people my phone number. But I'm told that I have to. I'm told that I have to give 18,000 people my email address. And by the way, that's just the first lecture I'm giving. This is about to go launched off the ground. And I'm just going, where's it going to be in 5 years? Where is the Healing Garden going to be in 5 years? Do I really want 8 billion people to have my phone number? And I don't know how to manage this yet. But what I'm doing feels good, except for this little part right here, which tells me it's wrong. When you feel like something doesn't feel good, it's because it's wrong for you. It's not being authentic. So pay attention to the parts of you that don't feel good. Go bigger. That's what the universe says to me. I just hear, go bigger, think bigger. All right. I'm going to take a break and decompress, which is code for I'm going to go smoke some weed and think and eat. If you like this shit, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want more shit like this, take a look at my Linktree account. I have a pretty menu. And if you had any part of this video resonate with you, go ahead and click on the link below. Let me know which video you watched and which part resonated with you. Thank you so much. And may the kindest of words always find you.